Hi there, Peggy Reyes from the Branson International Film Festival, and I have the honor and privilege of actually being in Kona, Hawaii to be able to interview Gary Ivey, who was at our film festival for 2021, and he won for the best scriptwriter. So we're so excited to do this little interview today, so we hope that you enjoy it. And I want to just introduce Gary Ivey to you, let him tell you a little bit about himself and what's happened since the film festival, and what God has shown him through the film festival. So I'm going to just kind of ask him some questions. So Gary, thank you so much for being here with us today.
We're so glad that you can be here in Kona.
Yes, we are always excited to come to Kona. So if you've never been to Kona, Hawaii, we definitely recommend that you plan a trip.
Amen.
So yes, so tell us a little bit about getting to the festival and then being at the festival and maybe some takeaways that you have.
Well, this was the first time I had entered a screenplay in a festival, and I've been writing for 30 years. And I just decided to do it, and so I submitted and then almost forgot about it, and then I found out that my screenplay was selected for inclusion. And so my wife said, well, you ought to just go. And I said, well, I guess I could. It's a long ways.
It is a long ways.
As you know.
Yes. 5 hour time difference between
Yes.
Kona and Branson. So that in itself is a little hard to deal with.
Right. It's always a challenge. So yeah, I just I decided to go and see what would happen, and I really didn't think that, since this was my first time, I didn't have
Expectations.
grandiose expectations.
Right.
I was just going to go and see who I could meet and experience it.
So tell us some of the people that you were able to meet and interact with at the festival this year.
Well, yeah, it was really great with the people that I was able to meet. I right off the bat met Isaac Hernandez, which was great, and I've connected with him a little bit since the festival, and he encouraged me to go to another festival now in Orlando, so that's cool. And so then let's see, Mike Strain of Studio 2060 in
correct.
In Springfield. Had a good talk with him, and he's going to possibly take my script and tell me what it would cost to produce and all of that. So that's a great connection as well.
Yes.
And also met the director and producer of the Bobby Joe movie, the documentary, and connected with them, and have continued to talk to them some about things they're hoping to do, and don't know, what
where
all
that'll go.
will develop,
Right.
but it's very, very interesting and exciting.
That is exciting. So you got to meet with Isaac, which Faith on Film.
Yes.
So he did do an interview. Now, do you know when that interview airs on his channel?
I haven't heard.
Okay.
He said he would let everybody know, but haven't heard anything. And of course, it takes a while to edit those things.
Oh, yes.
Put them all together. So anyway, I'm not anxious about that, but
Right.
But it was great to meet him and to sit down and do an interview with him.
Right. And I think that he is a lot of times in that Christian Film Festival circuit.
Mhm.
So you may see him at other places.
Yeah.
And that may lead to other things down the road, for you as well as
Never know.
a script writer. So tell us some of the scripts that you have written that you kind of have some hope for in moving into that next level.
Okay. Well, Looking for Morning, the one that was it was in the Branson Festival. is about a young pastor who his wife dies, and it causes him to have a crisis of faith. And then he meets a woman who is an agnostic, and that just makes things worse for him until he is able to work his way through that dark night of the soul to get back to faith. Then I have one that is totally different, that's called Veil of Shadows. And it is about a small-time drug dealer that is harassed by a drug kingpin, but also by an evil spirit in the form of a beautiful woman. And he, through a process of events, he meets an old high school friend who is a new Christian, and he meets Jesus, and then they both have to deal with the evil forces that are harassing him.
Nice.
And then let's see, the other one that's, well, I have a Hawaii-based screenplay for a short film about Kapiolani, who was a Hawaiian princess back a little over 200 years ago. And she was an early adopter of Christianity. And it's all about the story of when she was just like 10 years old. And the religion of Hawaii was very, very cruel and bloody. It involved human sacrifice, and it was just a horrible situation. And it's the story of how her heart was turned away from that, and how eventually when the missionaries came, she was one of the early ones to adopt Christianity. And that would be a short film, but it would be kind of a proof of concept for a feature-length film about a Hawaiian high priest who kind of led the way in doing away with the religion before the missionaries actually got here. And there was actually just a very brief civil war here over the ending of the Hawaiian religion. But the fact is, and it's something that a lot of people don't know, is that the Hawaiian people did away with their religion before the missionaries came.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people think that the missionaries took the Hawaiians' religion away from them, but that's not what happened.
Nice.
Yeah.
So obviously you have done a lot of research for that particular
I've done a fair
project.
amount, and I need to do more.
Right.
Because it's all a new subject to me.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Right, that's amazing. So I know that you said that you're going to a film festival, I think next week.
Yes.
So when you're going to that festival, because you said you hadn't submitted, we had spoke a little bit earlier, so I had some insight on this one, but you hadn't actually submitted a script to that film festival.
Right.
So you're going to this festival now as just a participant in their classes,
Right.
or what is it that you're wanting to get out of this festival?
Well, there are a lot of seminars about various aspects of filmmaking, and so I'm going to try to soak up as much of that as I can, and also to meet as many people as I can, and there will be people there who were at Branson, so
Yes.
I can reconnect with them. So
Yes.
it's basically networking and learning.
That's awesome. So we are really looking forward to, the next steps that God has, right, in this new process for Gary as a scriptwriter. So he had went to the festival with Branson. First one has been writing for how many years?
Well, at least 30. I actually wrote my first script in 1979. At the time I was a pastor, and the church that I was a pastor in taught that it was a sin to go to movies. So I didn't get a whole lot of encouragement about writing film scripts.
Right.
But,
Yeah. That's awesome. So fast forward to 2021, in Branson, Missouri, and little old Branson, and you submit this script, and you won People's Choice, Audience Choice, and also out of how many scripts was there?
284 is what I heard.
So he won for that as well. So I know that in talking with you and your wife, that was just not in the realm of what you thought was going to happen at all.
No, I had no illusions about actually winning. I just was glad to be included,
Yes.
selected as one of the scripts included in the competition.
Right. And I think that you said because it was your first, you didn't come prepared, right? Because
Right.
you didn't know, exactly what was going to happen, and so even in that was a learning experience for you for going forward on how to prepare your script to present it,
Yes.
to filmmakers and
Yes.
directors and whatever else you need to be able to get that into the hands of those who will make it into reality
Yes.
from your stories.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Yeah,
Sure did.
that's awesome. Well, I just want to thank you so much for letting me come all the way here to see you, because you came all the way to us
Yes.
to meet us. So we are so excited that we were able to do that and make that connection. We really want this connection to remain there with the Branson Film Festival. So if you all haven't come to our film festival yet, we encourage you to do that. We have dates already set up for next year. I'm going to mess it up. I think it's April 21st through the 23rd, but somewhere right around in those dates back at Branson. And we've got the Film Freeway already open, so please go ahead and submit your script, your short, your full features, whatever you got, send it our way. We would love to view it, and then hopefully see you next year at our festival, and maybe we'll get to see you guys again at our festival as
That
well.
would be great.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, and have a good night.